All right, welcome in. So we have bumped what we were going to do here because this is quite simply the single worst mock draft I've ever seen, and it's a 2-rounder where the Lions have 4 picks, and I hate all 4 selections. Not dislike, hate. And Matt Miller, who did this, honestly, I am speechless. Totally speechless at everything I'm seeing. So I'm going to take you through this, and you can do whatever you want. You could tell me it's okay. You could tell me, Mike, it's not that bad. You could tell me, we don't know how it'll play out. You do whatever you want. I'm telling you in totality, if this is what this franchise came home with these 4 picks, I would be livid. Livid. It's malfeasance. But here we go. So let's start out at pick 6. The Lions select corner out of Illinois, Devin Witherspoon. What? In a year where there's no premium corners, we're taking one at 6?
Who wrote this? S. Anderson?
Oh, my.
That's his boy. That's one of the guys he wanted.
But it gets worse.
Okay.
So at pick 18, your Detroit Lions select Lucas Van Ness, defensive end out of Iowa. Now you'll go, okay, well, who could they have gotten, smart guy? Well, for instance, 2 players that I've mentioned that I like quite a bit that were taken in the picks following. One is a big-time linebacker out of Arkansas who was a Bama transfer, a kid named Drew Sanders. He was their best player. He's great in the run game, very instinctual, 9.5 sacks. He's a blitzer. He's big time, okay? Drew Sanders at 23 ended up at the Vikings, and I'll give you another one. And I've mentioned him, so it's not like I'm making it up, was Osiris Torrance, who at the NFL level projects as a guard. 6'6", 335. You know, it might be interesting to line him up next to Sewell for a team that wants to continue pummeling opponents.
Right.
Now, I'm not telling you guard is your biggest need, but if you wanted to elevate this thing to Cowboys prime level, reinvest in your front, right?
You can't really go wrong.
They also, I said, if you wanted to go crazy, you could look at Michael Mayer from Notre Dame, the tight end.
Right.
He went to the Bengals. So, okay, I hate both the picks they ended up with there. But the second round, it gets even worse. The second round, we go to Looney Land. Matt Miller's killing me slowly. So in the second round, the Lions select at pick, let me get the right number here, I believe, pick 48. You know what the Lions selected? Sam Laporta, tight end out of Iowa.
So they're going with the Iowa genealogy.
Now, you'll go, okay, well, who did they take him over? Well, Cam Smith, who some people think's a first-round pick, the corner from South Carolina, a little bit short, though. I got to see how he measures. Hendon Hooker at 52, which I wouldn't do. Zach Harrison, a defensive end. Whatever, because at pick 55, the Lions are back at it. Surely it's got to be a defensive player, right? Mm-hmm. Running back out of Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs. So let me just get it straight. You're selecting a pass-catching running back while you already have DeAndre Swift on the roster.
Well, I mean, I think that tells you Swift's gone.
Okay,
you drafted him.
Why am I using pick 55 on a guy who isn't going to play a major role for me? What are we doing here? So just so we're clear, corner, D-end, tight end, running back. And they passed on several players that just seem like infinitely more impactful and better fits. I've said it. We are not going to be the show doing Draft Daily. Not yet. Let us get to late March past free agency. The point I'm making to you is when I saw this 2-round mock, Rico started laughing because he goes, well, there's my surprise for you later in the show. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, no, we don't need to do later in the show. We're just going to do this now. I want to know what you would grade this out, Lions fan. This is an F-. This is the type of work a student hands in that you don't dignify with a grade.
No, but you know what this is? This draft is Root for Radio.
This is Gator as our GM.
No, this is because then you would have Gator and Cookies fighting each other because the Lions take Devin Witherspoon, cornerback from Illinois, at 6. Did you see who goes at 9 to Carolina?
Tell the people.
C.J. Stroud. Could you imagine?
Cookies v. Gator?
Oh, my God.
Well, Cookies would have to show up for work. So.
Cookies would be so angry. He would literally just go full Bobby Knight, chair in the middle of the
He hits
court.
Gator with a chair?
Yes.
Well, if you're telling me, you know what, I may waste the number 6 pick just to see him attempt to hit Gator with a chair.
If C.J. Stroud was there and the Lions didn't take C.J. Stroud,
oh, my God.
he may resign.
So here are your 4 picks according to ESPN's 2-round mock today. Witherspoon at 6, the corner from Illinois. Van Ness, the DN from Iowa at 18. A running back, Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama, who's primarily better catching it than running it. And Sam Laporta, a tight end. That's what you came away with. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It would take a lot for them to anger me on draft night. This would anger me.
The fact that you took the corner, I think that high.
The corner at 6. I prefer other players to Van Ness. And second of all, this going back-to-back offense in the second round, when this is one of the deepest running back classes you'll see, I hate it all.
And, I mean, Witherspoon was good, had some really good games.
Yeah, problem.
I'm still not seeing how people think that this guy's the end-all, be-all.
I got bad news for you.
What?
There's one problem. There's one passing offense in the Big Ten I care about. One. It's impossible to get grades on Big Ten corners.
Right.
You don't face elite quarterback play.
Right.
You don't face elite teams. It's just, I can't, this is not a year with an elite corner. So why are you going to be the one to take one at 6?
Right. Congratulations. You shut down Tanner Morgan. Yeah, way to go. I just, you know.
And I
Graham Mertz.
I don't make fun of this in an absence of like suggestions, or I've given you players I gave you another guy, Trenton Simpson, who's the middle linebacker for Clemson. Go look at some of his tape. Go look at what that kid put down on tape. Like they're passing on guys like that to take Sam Laporta. What are you, nuts?
Well, and if you don't want to take the chance on Miles Murphy from Clemson, if this draft were to happen, Brad Holmes better be working the phones.
Get out of that pick.
Like an 8-mile stripper.
You get out of that.
Get out of this pick. C.J. Stroud is up on the board. You you make things happen. You start calling the Raiders and you start calling the Panthers. Hey, I got Las Vegas on the line. C.J. Stroud is there. How badly do you want him?
Oh, I'd sell at a discount just to get the hell out of that pick.
I don't even think you would have to. You got to create competition, though. Hey, I'm calling up everybody. Hey, you know what? I would make something up. L.A., I mean, they just called and said they're offering this. Really? Okay, well, maybe we'll offer that. Yeah, and in the end, you'll find out that I was lying. It'll be like when Drew Rosenhaus was on the phone with, what was it? Was it Warren Sapp or somebody? He was on the phone with him. And it was running back from Miami.
Willis
McGahee. And it looked as if McGahee was on the phone with the team, and really they were talking to each other. I would do the same thing. I would create controversy.
I want to throw this out to the people because to me, this is egregious. And I understand. The odds of this happening are 0.01%. The mocks are never right. But how in a 2-round mock do we come away with corner, D-end, tight end, running back? And I don't like a single one of the players. This is horrible. This is like nightmare fuel.
Yeah, this is like, you know what? Let's just give the Lions whatever. The Lions went on auto pick is what it was.
Oh, the guy who didn't show up to the fantasy draft?
Yeah, Lions were auto pick.
248-539-9797. David, when I read off what they selected at 2, at 18, at 48, and 55, go ahead. Tell me that's not the nightmare scenario, what I just read to you.
It is a very nightmare scenario because, first of all, you're taking a corner at 6 when you have a great crop of corners in that second round that you could have selected. And then you're also taking Van Ness at 18, which okay, he's okay, but not at 18 for me. I would not do that at all. I even had to go, as you were reading this, I even had to go and look myself to see if the top of the draft looked right. Because something's not right with this. I wanted to make sure the guy wasn't, something wasn't wrong and he just messed up everything in the
He's
mock.
got Brian Broussais in the second round. He's got Miles Murphy dropping. He's got a trade where Denver moves out. Seattle takes Tyree Wilson. He's got a lot of craziness here, but I'm with Rico. If C.J. Stroud was on the board at 6, you have two choices. I have one choice. I am getting out of that pick.
Or you take him.
Or you take. That's why you got into Harvard, people.
See, and I'll also say this. While we want a running back, we think the Lions should draft one. If you do everything before that was in this mock draft, then you can't take one in the second round.
Oh, my God.
You can't.
And hopefully it sinks in. People, there are about 16 running backs.
Really good ones.
Really good running back. This year, they're very deep. You don't need to panic and take one early.
When Chase Brown is like the 12th best back in this draft, if you watch Big Ten football and you value running backs, go pop on the tape of Chase Brown on a very limited offense with very limited help.
Yeah.
And Chase Brown carried the Illini this year. Go pop in the tape of Mo Ibrahim if you want a physical battering ram.
Yeah.
Go pop the tape
Kendre
in.
Miller.
Right. I'm saying, like, let's say you wanted
Right now, Kendre Miller is the 15th best running back.
You want a speedster? You want that blinding 4.34 speed? Go draft Keaton Mitchell out of ECU. I am America's representative for East Coast football, East Carolina football. My point is,
You'll be at the big house this year.
those poor bastards. Holton Allers graduated. They don't have a quarterback. They're going to lose by 60.
But you're the mush.
I know.
Wear maize and blue, and they'll win.
And then they raised the Jolly Roger.
Yes.
My point to you is, this is horse bleep. And if this situation played out and C.J. Stroud's there at 6, tell me I'm wrong. You get the choice of taking him, trading the pick, or just going, well, someone's getting a QB, and taking Witherspoon. Taking Witherspoon is a distant third. You either take him or you find a way out of that pick. Right?
No, you know what this screams? This screams a Jeff Okudah pick all over again. You took Okudah when you could have took a quarterback. Now, this is the one time I would say I would trade that thing. I would make sure that everybody knew C.J. Stroud was available and try to gather another first rounder. But if not, this is where Jim Costa would just have his field day. You go ahead and draft him.
No, let me tell you something. All I would need from Carolina to go from 9 to 6, I'll take your second round pick.
Swap picks?
Yep. 9 and a 2. Hell, make it 9 and a future 2 because I'm already loaded with picks.
See, I would go.
Get out of that pick.
I would go swap and give me your one next year.
Whatever. Potato. I don't care. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there and taking a corner. I'm either taking Stroud, which Cookies would automatically just, or I'm getting out of that pick.